Okay, so at the time I'm recording this, it is like, I don't know, Saturday afternoon is what it is. Um, we've already had two football games be played so far. The Chiefs beat Baltimore by a toe, quite literally by a toe. That should have counted, but you know what? It's okay. We'll get them, right? And the Packers lost to the Eagles last night in Brazil. It was a whole thing. Jordan Love might be injured. I feel kind of bad. But yeah, we've got a game today and then a few games tomorrow afternoon. And then the game I'm waiting for is, of course, Sunday Night Football, prime time. The Matthew Stafford Los Angeles Rams will be coming back to Ford Field to play my Detroit Lions. And yes, I'm a Detroit fan. I want to talk about this game and this season, because I fully believe that this is a season of destiny and a season of hope. There we go. So let's talk about this. So the Lions are playing their first game of the season tomorrow night. I am very excited, but also very nervous. This is a season of a lot of expectations coming from last season, which are great. I'm really happy about it. I've been a Lions fan my entire life, and seeing them come as far as they did until things happened in the NFC Championship game, I'm not a fan of, but we got as far as we could. And I think this year we can go farther, but it's going to be a lot more challenging. While it is nice that we have a lot of media attention on us, I think the same thing now is that there's a lot of expectations, and with those expectations, some teams tend to, choke a little bit. So, with that being said, let's at least talk about this game first, and then let's talk about this season first, and then I want to talk about this game. So, in regards to this season, the Detroit Lions are going in with more or less the same roster from last year. Brad Holmes rehauled and overhauled the cornerback and secondary positions in our defense. That was kind of the glaring problem we had last season. So hopefully no more death from above this time around, or at least a little less, after getting Terrion Arnold, Carlton Davis III, Ennis Rakestraw Jr. It's one of those things going in where I'm like, okay, we look good. I look the same, look a little better maybe. We still have the best offensive line in the league. We've got one of the best wide receivers in, at least in the league, probably, in Amon-Ra St.Brown. Jared Goff is on a mission. So, hopes are there. And I kind of want to take a look at something while we're at it. So, schedule. As things go, of course, our season hasn't started yet, so I can still get away with this. So, talk predictions first, and then I want to talk about the game tomorrow. Obviously, first up, tomorrow, Sunday Night Football, we play the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford's going to be back. Honestly, with what we know now, I feel like we could probably win again. We beat them last time. We could do it again, so I'm going to mark that as a win. We have Tampa Bay in Ford Field the next week. It's a 1 p.m. game. It's fine, right? Probably a win as well. Tampa Bay isn't as strong as they were in years past, but they've looked good. Last year was a nice little Cinderella run for them. Kind of instilling that Baker Mayfield is going to be their quarterback over the next few years. He's kind of become the guy there. Arizona, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., that's going to be fun. D-Hop, I think, is still there, right? Or is he on the Texans? I can't remember. It was one or the other. Anyway, the Cardinals in Arizona, I feel like that'll probably be a win. Arizona's not like a contender team. So honestly, I could see us going 3 in a row, or 3 wins straight in the first 4. Seattle. So we haven't been able to beat Seattle so far in the Dan Campbell era, and I feel like this is a weird, hear me out, this is like a weird domino effect, or like a domino, or more of a butterfly effect, I think. Something like that. I don't know what the word is. It's one of the two, or maybe there's a third one that I don't know about. I feel like if we can actually beat the Seahawks this time around, then we actually have a chance of winning the Super Bowl. Like, I firmly believe that if we beat the Seahawks, we can potentially win the Super Bowl. I think that's what's stopping us. A couple years ago, we didn't beat the Seahawks, didn't make playoffs. Last year, we lost to the Seahawks in overtime in Ford Field, made it to the NFC Championship, couldn't make it all the way. This year, I don't know why, but I firmly believe that this is where, if we win, then we could potentially go on to win a Super Bowl, just from, like, destiny's sake. Not to obviously say Seattle, like, that doesn't make sense, right? But just, like, it's a weird, you know what I mean? Anyway, right now I have us going 4-0 in the first 4 weeks, heading into our very early bye in week 5. This is where it gets dicey, because there are a lot of games we will probably win, there's a lot of games we could win, and there's at least one game we might lose, and probably will lose, because I don't think we're going 17-0. So right now we're 4-0. Dallas Cowboys. At Dallas, AT&T Stadium. Going to be a packed house. Jerry Jones is going to be there licking his lips. Probably try to retire another number so that they can rig the refs and rig the game again. Because that totally is what happened last time, kids. I think we beat Dallas this time. I think we get the win over Dallas. I think we firmly prove that we can hang and we can, beat out the crazy of refs getting involved in shit. The Vikings, that's an easy win. Unfortunately, that's an easy win. I feel bad for the Minnesota Vikings losing JJ McCarthy, losing one of their other receiving core. They'll still have Justin Jefferson, but it's not going to be the same without a proper quarterback. What's Sam Darnold going to do, right? So we probably beat Minnesota, so we're 7-0 right now. Tennessee, I think that's an easy win. So that's 8-0. Although Tennessee is going to be interesting with their defense now because they got L'Jarius Sneed. They paid him a lot of money, though. So I don't know if Sneed's going to be the big difference maker in that game, but we'll see. Green Bay, we're going to split with Green Bay, aren't we? It's going to be one or the other. So I think this one is where we win. It's at Lambeau. We've won at Lambeau a few times already, so I think we can handle it. So that's our first loss going in. So we're 8-1. Houston, I think we lose to the the Strouds. All hail the Strouds. They're just, I don't know. They haven't played yet, but I'm curious to see what the relationship between CJ Stroud, his receiving core, and now with Stephon Diggs is going to look like. And he's a great quarterback. I love watching CJ Stroud, and I think he's going to have a great career. I think he's going to win a Super Bowl at some point in his future. But for right now, I think that they might overpower us a little bit. So I'm going to say it's a loss to Houston. Actually, on that note, I'm going to also switch Dallas game. I'm going to make that a loss. I don't know why. I think beating the Cowboys is a bad idea. So right now we're 7-2. Actually, wait, 7-2? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. Yeah, so we're 7-2 heading into week 11. Jaguars. That should be a win. I don't see the Jaguars as a threat. They choked their way out of the first last year. Come on. Oh, well. 8-2. Colts win. 9-2. Bears. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Okay. This, I believe, is the Thanksgiving game? Yeah, because we're playing at home, and it's against Chicago. The Bears are such an interesting team to me because they, on paper, look really good. They, on paper, look incredible, right? Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. Their defensive line is crazy. We probably split with Chicago as well. I think Minnesota's the only NFC North team we'll sweep this year, just like last year, more than likely. And it being a Thanksgiving game, as much as I want the Lions to win a Thanksgiving game, I think this is where we lose again. So we're going to make that 10-3, 9-3? Or I lost track again because that car horn distracted me for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2. Yeah, 9-3. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense, right? Yep. Green Bay in Detroit. I think this is the one we lose. So we're going to go through a little bit of a slump here. Just, 2 in a row. Oh, fuck. I forgot about those guys. God damn it. You know what? Okay, I've redone the math. Okay, so if we're 9-2 coming into Chicago, the first game on Thanksgiving, I feel like we could beat them. It'll be a slog, but I feel like we could beat them. So I want to change my answer. So let's say we're going 10-2 going into week 14, right? Yeah, because our only losses would be Dallas and Houston at that moment. So Chicago, let's say we win the Thanksgiving game. Green Bay, I think that's the one we lose, so we're 10-3. The Bills, I don't know what the hell is going to happen with the Bills, man. Josh Allen is still a great quarterback, but, god damn. They got, nerfed, basically. They lost a lot in the offseason. So I'm honestly going to say we beat Buffalo. 11-3. I think that's ideal. Chicago, this is where we split. I think we go, at that point, 11-4. And then there's the last two. Minnesota is an easy. Minnesota's a win. That's a given at that point, right? So we're going to make that 12-4 at this point. And then there's, God damn it. And then there's the San Francisco 49ers, who I am very excited to play against again, or I'm very excited to watch, rather. But I'm so worried because of what happened last time. Now, obviously, curses like that don't happen twice unless you're the Bills and go wide right. I think we can beat the 49ers this time. We got close last time. And yeah, I know with what happened, I don't want to talk about it, but I think now with a better secondary, I think with Hutch being a little older, he's matured a lot. Not to say he wasn't matured last year. He looked great last year. I think we can beat the 49ers. Meaning, we would finish the season 13-4, which I think is ideal for the Lions, right? I don't see us going like 17-0. 14 wins would be nice, but I think 13-4 is. I think 13-4 is where we plateau. So, yeah. So at least that's season predictions. Just talking about how I think the schedule is going to look. So let's talk about the actual game itself for tomorrow, as that game is tomorrow. So, Lions and Rams. Matthew Stafford's coming back. It's going to be another show. I hope it's not a shit show again. God damn it. We're coming off a good win from opening week last year against the Chiefs. So the hope is to do it again. Now, the question is, how difficult is this going to get? Well, you got to talk about injuries, because going into this game, there are a few players that are going to be out. Nothing crazy for the Lions, but for the Rams, it's going to be, there's some things to talk about. So, per injury reports that have been reported from the 6th, so it was yesterday on the 6th of September, our week 1 injury report, as far as everything goes, the Detroit Lions right now are going to be without safety Lauren Strickland, who was an undrafted rookie who was kind of on the roster and, whatnot, but he's not going to play. He's got a lot of health issues. It should be fine. I don't think he's going to be missed anyway, so whatever. Doubtful also on safety Ifeatu Melifonwu, sorry. He's got a sprained ankle. He should be back in a couple weeks, but since he's doubtful, he's more than likely out. But again, safety, as far as safety position goes, we're okay. We have Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Brandon Joseph, and yeah, we'll be fine, right? We'll be fine. And then questionable, our defensive tackle DJ Reader, who we acquired from the Chicago Bears. He, it's a quad tendon. I think he tore it. Yeah, that's what it is. He looks good as far as Dan Campbell's been talking about. He'll play on a limited snap count. He won't be playing much, but he probably won't be playing tomorrow night. And that's, we're going to be missing something a little heavy on the back end. It should be fine. But as far as offense goes, nothing. So we're good. Cool. Now, the LA Rams. This is where injuries kind of hit them, and this is where I feel like we can take full advantage of. So, Jonah Jackson, their offensive guard and center, who was a former Lion last year, was part of that Legion of Doom. Had a bruised scapula. He's apparently going to be playing center for this game, so he will more than likely be playing, which should be fun. Puka Nacua, their star wide receiver last year, won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and broke the rookie receiving record. Goddamn kid, good for you for a 4th or 5th round pick. He had a right knee issue, but apparently he's been practicing, so he's good to go. Kobe Durant, their cornerback, has been practicing, and Tre'Davious White, who has not been practicing but is on rest, also plays cornerback. Now questionable. They're missing Darius Williams, also on corner, and Ernest Jones, who they traded him. Oh, there you go. One of their linebackers. What do you know? Yeah. So let's man. What do I expect for tomorrow? I think is the big question, right? The expectation for tomorrow is obviously to win, but the expectation is for certain players to really have their coming out parties almost immediately and then really just show up on day one. Because if we can show up day one, we're good. We're flying. We're soaring. We're flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can reach. Do not sue me, Disney. Jared Goff hopefully will be on his A game tomorrow. The crowd will be going crazy chanting his name, obviously, as they should be. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and more than likely, I believe, Khalif Raymond is our 3rd wide receiver going into tomorrow. Our running backs, of course, David Montgomery is running back 1, and Jahmyr Gibbs as 2. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, will have an insane year. He looked great in training camp. He looked good in the preseason. I think this is, besides before the injury, I think this is where Jahmyr Gibbs pops off. I think this game and this season will be where Jahmyr Gibbs just lights up. Same with Jameson Williams. I think this is where the lower ranked guys really start to come out more. Sam Laporta, I think, is going to have a better year than last year. I think this year is going to be where he really proves that he can be well, that's a lie. He proved last year that he can be a very mobile tight end, right? Like the Travis Kelce's and the George Kittles of the world. And then as far as offensive line goes, like how do you stop that offensive line, right? Penei Sewell, Decker, Skipper, like Frank Ragnow. Yeah, and we have Kevin Zeitler now. Like, how do you stop that line? It's just a death wall. So the Rams are going to bring it, though. Like, Puka Nakua's, if he's playing, and he probably will be playing, is more than likely going to come out swinging. Cooper Kupp having a very awful year last year. Remember, this man won Super Bowl MVP not 2 years ago. So he probably comes back, looking for blood. So Matthew Stafford will have weapons to throw to, and I will be very excited to see how that goes. It's just a matter of how can we shut down Matthew Stafford. That'll be up to the defensive line. That'll be up to, the likes of Aiden Hutchinson on edge rush, just really getting in there. Our linebackers shutting down whenever they can on receiving routes. And then our safeties get the job done. Matthew Stafford likes to throw far. He likes to throw long. That man's a gunslinger, right? Shut down every and any possible threat. And that'll be the goal for tomorrow. But that's just a layman's way of looking at the game, because I don't want to get too into it right now because that would take forever. So I'm going to have the Lions winning, obviously. And score, oh man, it was close last year. I think it'll be close again. I think the Lions will win. It'll probably be like, let's say, what's reasonable? Honestly, 27-24. I don't know how, but, well, yeah, no, that's reasonable. 27-24. I think we win by a field goal, which will be fun. Plus, we have Jake Bates now, and I forgot to talk about Jake Bates. A more consistent kicker. Guy has great accuracy kicking from 50. So Dan Campbell, in the event that he doesn't want to go for it on 4, now has a better opportunity in Jake Bates with kicker. So yeah, I have the Lions winning by a field goal, 27-24 tomorrow night. Ford Field against the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford's coming home again. And football's back. Football's back. Now hockey needs to come back. I need hockey to come back. Anyway, this has been a football episode of the Rashid Report. I'm going to start doing Lions videos very soon. And, yeah, we're going to have fun.